Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Biloxi to be exact. First colonized by the French in 1699, it's changed hands countless times over the centuries, and with each new flag, a new culture was infused, not unlike a good gumbo. From France to England to Spain, it finally came to the U.S. via the Louisiana Purchase. Throughout all of this, it kept its French flavor, especially in its seafood cuisine. But everything changed in the 1990s. Legalized gambling came to the area, and with it, an explosion of golf course construction. Some of the best architects in the country building golf courses from not only all over the country, but all over the world. We're going to show you 4 of the best on this latest episode of The Traveling Golfer from Biloxi, Mississippi. In 2000, 2 people came to what is now known as Shell Landing. Kenny Hughes, the owner, and Davis Love III, the architect.
Yeah, he did a great job, great golf course, friendly.
And he was in his fledgling days as an architect when he came here. He had done a couple of projects, but this is one of the ones that really put him on the map.
Yes, it was top 5 of new high-end upscale golf courses built at that time and flourished ever since. The golf course has.
The people who play it say that it is an enjoyable course to play. He doesn't really beat the people up.
Yes, well, absolutely. He said that when we did our grand opening, that they just does not try to have the hardest type of golf course. The fairways here at Shell Landing are very generous.
When you're looking from the tee, and you look down at the hole, how do you define those tee shots?
Well, I think that the bunkering, for one, is something that jumps out at you. A lot of fairway bunkers, a lot of greenside bunkers, and you need to cut it in or you need to draw it in a little bit. But it's not just so much shot placement. The bunkers are more, a lot of it's eye candy to come off of it, and into the greenside bunkers too. I mean, definitely there's an Augusta look of, the sand is pushed up. They really defines that white sand against that green. I love the dynamics of that when you're standing in the fairway. They are daunting, and but it really defines the shots into the greens.
There's a lot of descriptive characteristics of the golf course, but the green complexes are memorable.
Oh, absolutely. You can play many different shots here. We like to mow down the fringe around the green. You can bump and run it. You can hit flop shots on the green. You can actually putt from the fringe too. So you can have 3 different shots from one position on the golf course, depending on how you want to play that. The bunkering is pretty deep around the green, so you definitely want to have a 60. Even a 56 if you can open up the face and pop those balls out of the bunker up on the greens. And putting is, it can be challenging. The greens get up to about 11 or 12 on a stimp meter. They have a lot of movement to them, but if you're a good lag putter, you will do fine.
Yeah. And they're large greens.
They're large greens, so you should be hitting a lot of green.
Now, Shell Landing does get pretty close to the Gulf of Mexico, but there are no views of it out here. However, for some people who don't know the area and they say the Gulf of Mexico, the coastal type things, it's a little different environment from what they might expect.
Well, I tell you, I'm from Biloxi, and when this project started and people were telling me that we're going to build a golf course south of Highway 90, everything in Biloxi is basically flat. And so when I came out to this property, the topography really shocked me. I mean, we're 20 feet above sea level. We have great pine savanna areas, great marshland areas, rolling hills. It is just what you don't expect when you come here to this land, and it's just a great piece of property to build a golf course.
Now, this is your child. You have 18 children out there. I know you're going to hate to pull 1 or 2 out, but if there was a favorite hole or 2, what might you point to?
Well, I think on the front 9, hole number 6 is a par 4, and it's just a gorgeous hole. Left side, bayou down the entire left side, behind the green.
It's a picture postcard, there's no question.
It is a great hole all the way through, and 17 is a just incredibly gorgeous par 3 over the marsh. It's a great layout.
The shots over the marsh are always something. You put a par 3 there, that's memorable.
Yes, absolutely.
Your grill room is one of the more friendly looking spots that I've seen. Little combination sports bar and grill room, one of the biggest television screens you could have right over the bar. I like that. That calls to me. That's an important part of golf courses.
Absolutely, and a few years ago we redid the restaurant, trying to bring the outside environment and what we have around us inside, and opened up views through here to number 9 green, where you can look out and bring the golf course inside and you from inside outside.
Longest driveway I know to get back to the golf course of any course in America, miles and miles through the pines, and then all of a sudden, wow. Grand Bear, one of the great golf courses in the Biloxi area, and one of the great golf clubhouses. This beautiful log cabin, and obviously it was enough to keep Ian Kahn here. He's been here more than 10 years. To be associated with not only a great golf course, great property, but the Jack Nicklaus name has to be a high point for a golf professional.
Oh, absolutely. Jack has made some of the greatest golf courses in the country, in the world, and to be able to work at what I think is one of his better designs, beautiful, no homes, just great golf. There's a reason I've been here 10 years. Once you get in some place like this, you can't leave.
The Grand Bear is really built on a grand scale. It's enormous. The green complexes, each one of the individual holes is a work of art in itself.
After he finished the design process, he says the Grand Bear is 18 signature holes, because there's not one hole out here that feels like you're playing the same hole from earlier. They're all completely unique.
Cut out of the trees. But there's a nice gentle roll to the property too. It's not a flat golf course.
No, this is for the most part natural. When you think of Southern golf, you kind of think of, flat. This is certainly anything but. One of the keys to his design out here is that there's no blind shot. You can see every hole in front of you. You know what you're getting into.
I know he said there's 18 signature holes,
right,
but is there one or two that are your favorite?
Of course. Number 2, par 5, beautiful golf hole. The gentle upturn to the green complex is beautiful. And obviously 18, when you're coming in after a long round. With the clubhouse behind the green, it's awesome to stand on that tee and hit your tee shot.
The greens. Jack has done a lot of experimenting with grasses over the years. We use
Tefego Bermuda.
And that really is the finest of the hybrids that's come along. It gives the smoothness of bent, but the heat tolerance of Bermuda.
Absolutely, yeah, they are, we do not overseed the greens, so during the winter time, they tend to speed up. They may lose their color a little bit, but they're always fast and true. The design is very subtle, very flat.
Jack has 2 sides to him in his design career. There's been the times when he wanted to torture the golfers, and then he entered a little kinder, gentler phase, and I think this came along during those years.
Absolutely. It's one of the, what I always say, what I always tell golfers, it is extremely fair, generous fairways. The green complexes get a little bit tricky at times, but you get what you shoot. You get what you play. You're not going to get punished. You're not going to get good shots punished. You hit good shots, you're going to score well.
Water is a very prominent feature here at Windance. Staying out of the water is key to scoring. Even if you stay out just by a little bit, and the water comes in a lot of different variations. A little trickle like this, larger bodies of water that you have to hit across, and even larger ones that you have to hit around. Al Ramey, head golf professional, And we are 10 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. The water comes into play a little bit here at Wind Dance, and I'm sure there are a lot of other little obstacles when you play this very interesting golf course.
Absolutely. When you play Wind Dance, you kind of come in contact with everything out here. We have trees, water, fast greens, and a little bit of sand as well.
You won't find many bunkers here at Wind Dance, which adds to the playability of the course off the tee. And there aren't even that many incorporated into the green complexes. But the defense of this golf course is the putting surfaces that feature these slick Tiff-Eagle grasses. Wind Dance used to be a private country club, built in 1987, designed by Mark McCumber, a big name in professional golf. But after Hurricane Katrina, it was bought by the Island View Casino, turned into a resort daily fee course. That's when a major renovation took place done by Hurricane Katrina, wiped out those trees. You say it's actually been a plus.
I think it has. It's made the golf course more playable. If you missed the fairway, you were probably punching out. Now you have a chance to hit it on the green and make a little better score and have a little better time.
And some tour golf was played here from 1990 to 1995.
Yes, we hosted the Hogan Tour, and the Hogan Tour turned into the Nike Tour. Some notable winners had Tom Lehman.
Tom Lehman, the first big name to come out of the Hogan Tour.
Also notable winner Jim Furyk had his first big professional win here.
The golf course itself sort of goes through a little bit of a housing development. It doesn't seem like they intrude much on the course.
No, you have a handful of holes that go through the housing development, and then you kind of get out into the meat of the golf course where is more just you're out there by yourself, not so much residential. A lot of water that's not really in play, but has good visual aspects, a good effect on the golf course.
Yeah. I guess bottom line, don't let the fact that tour events were here fool you. The changes on the course, the way you keep the course, make it a very playable course. Fun, would that be the word?
Oh, absolutely. The golf course isn't overly long. It's not going to beat you down with length. The greens are always quick and in great shape, so it's always fun to get out there and putt on some good slick greens.
The Oaks Golf Course has been around since 1998. It has not just gotten older, it's gotten better under the tutelage of Russ Bloom, general manager, owner.
Absolutely. The Oaks has a great history. Right after opening, we hosted a Nike Tour event one year and a Buy.com Tour event the next, so it's an outstanding championship golf course. It does wind through the Timberlands, and it's unique where it's got some elevation changes, which is not common in this area. There's some wetlands, but it's very fair also. The green complexes are fairly flat. I think aside from being consistently in good shape, we have a cool combination of speed, but still being receptive. So the turf is cut short and it rolls smooth and fast. You know, a lot of times the combination is fast and hard. I think the fast and receptive is a good way to be.
There's definitely a different characteristic to the bunkers here at the Oaks. Tell us about them a little bit.
Yeah, we have unique bunkering where the bunker sand does not flash up to the lip of the bunker. The bunker faces actually have grass and the bunkers are flat bottom. So your ball a lot of times can roll up near the face of the bunker, which can make it quite difficult. So when you're hitting shots into the green or even off of the tee, you really have to watch out for the bunkers, and that's a strategic part of playing the golf course. And there's 5 sets of tees to kind of accommodate any golfer's needs. So I think it's a good, fair golf course. It's always in good shape, and it's also a great value. So I think we're trying to check all the boxes.
The casino industry changed everything in Biloxi in the mid-90s. The IP Casino Resort and Spa is one of the leading properties of the many here. We've got Vice President, General Manager Duncan McKenzie.
Yes, sir.
And I have that right.
Yes, you did.
It has changed Biloxi.
Oh, it sure has. We are truly a resort destination. You know, all the way from the 11 award-winning restaurants we have, to the spa, to the pool, great shopping here. We've got everything, so it's a wonderful resort destination.
I happen to like the sports bar.
Great,
Televisions
great
everywhere.
Sports bar, yeah. Our director is Culinary Institute of America trained.
your signature restaurant 32.
Finest on the coast. We really pride ourselves on the wonderful steaks and other dishes we have there as well. The menu changes seasonally. It's just the best dining experience on the coast, I believe.
The rooms I find to be extremely comfortable, very nice, and you also have suites that are really nice.
We sure do. We have certainly upgraded the suites, and it's the top place to stay on the coast.
With the different casinos and the different restaurants and shops in between, it's become a bit of a strolling town too.
Well, it really is. We're more than just a casino destination. There's so many other things to do. There's fishing, there's beaches, there's museums, and I can go on and on and on with all the attractions that you can participate here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
The Biloxi area hops with golf activity during the daytime, and it hops even more at night. The IP Casino Resort and Spa is one of the many hospitality stops along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. When you leave this area, they love to say, "Y'all come back here." Trust the traveling golfer. That's exactly what you'll want to do.
Tony Leodora's golf wardrobe, courtesy of Antigua, the leader in modern golf apparel.